Also, there's another meaning of 못하다. So, like for example, when you hear 젊은 시절만 못하다, can you take a guess what it means?
Can you?
젊은 시절만 못하네.
An educated guess?
Maybe like from when something from before.
Oh yeah.
From
It's not the same.
Right,
as
comparison.
like,
Right. So it means not as good as in one's younger days.
Right.
Yeah. So 뭐뭐만 못하다, it means not as good as something. Yes.
Okay. And I want to learn 아끼다 too.
아끼다,
last but not
right?
least. Yes.
And based on the lyrics here, 아끼다 means hold back. So what I mean is that just like the song here, it has the meaning of to save or to hold back. I could not say it. I have kept it. Yes.
All right.
That's the first meaning. And the second one is to cherish.
Oh, yes,
Yeah, my
of course.
precious thing. You know, like it's my precious thing.
All right. And
굉장히 아껴요. Something
yeah,
like that.
so in the lyrics, they say they held back the words, right?
Right,
Or
held back
saved
the
the
words.
words.
Yes.
Unable to say it
Right.
before. Okay.
Maybe because he was too shy or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Like Tom, you said you were really shy when you were drawing the picture last week.
Oh, last week, yeah.
Yes.
So,
All right.
holding myself back.
Yeah.
All right.
One last question. Like, what's your 아끼는 stuff? Like,
okay.
what's the precious stuff for you? Our
Well,
last question.
One thing I always hear is 물 아껴 when I brush my teeth.
Yeah.
When I brush my teeth and I leave the
Tap
tap
running.
running. Yeah, sometimes if I'm with like a friend, they're like, "Oh, what are you doing?" As if I'm at their house, then they get angry.
So that will be the first meaning of 아끼다. Like save the water.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, the one I always hear is 돈 아끼다. Like, save your money. Yeah.
Right, save your money.
Don't
and
just
it's
spend it.
very, cherished. Right.
All right. Cherish those, the resources and money. All right.
Exactly.
All right. What about you, Cha-Cha-sen, before we wrap up?
You know what? Like, my cell phone, I would say. Like, without that, I cannot do anything.
Oh, okay. So you cherish it.
Yeah,
you treasure
I cherish it.
Okay.
Yeah, I treasure it.
All right.
Wow.
All right. Well, shall we pick our favorite expression of the day then?
Yes,
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. So
Shall
let's take a look
we?
at the expressions we learned. There's
All
딱 걸리다, 무심하다, 순간 못하다, 아끼다. All right. So what word would you choose today?
Aaron, you want to go first?
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
I'd say 아끼다. Hold back or cherish or treasure, because I want to tell you guys, okay, 아껴 your 물, save your water,
Right.
save your money, whatnot, all the possessions you have, but don't save your words. Words of
nice.
gratitude and expressions of love.
That's
all right?
right. That's right.
Okay, and what about you?
I would say 딱 걸리다.
Oh,
Okay.
Why is it?
Because I think that's the one I use the most. Me and my friends, we always call each other out. Yeah, you
that
know,
걸렸어,
so.
you. I'm watching it, you.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I would
Tom?
even say 딱 걸리다 or
딱 걸리다.
maybe 아끼다 as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
아끼다,
these two.
아끼다.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say 아끼다, so I will say 무심하다.
Oh, okay.
무심하다, yeah.
Why would that be?
You know, like there are these awkward moments that you want to say 무심하다. Like, 무심하네. That's kind of indifferent, but like, you know, if you don't know the word, then you know the problem can get bigger. So
Right.
before it gets too worse, yeah, you can say 무심하네 and just finish it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's remember and review all the expressions that Cha-Cha-Sem taught today through the song Flower Road by Daybreak. We will ask you next time too, okay? So please do
All
review.
right.
And you listeners as well. All right. Thank you so much, Cha-Cha-Sem, for all those words and the quiz that you prepared for us. And thank you for your participation once again,
Thank you
Tom
very
and
much.
Aaron.
Thanks for having us.
All
Yeah.
right. All right. So, like we learned, Daybreak's 꽃길만 걷게 해줄게. I hope that everybody would just walk the flower road in literal terms, but wish you all the happiness and luck moving forward. We will wrap up our K-pop Decoded here. Please do join us again tomorrow for our Saturday riff as we have more culture to crunch on. All right. This is our last song. It is... what's our last song again? I am so sorry. All right.
I'm so curious.
It's because I have my
rolls.
songs
Drum roll, please. Yeah.
in
Yes.
the last page.
The last page.
All right.
It's on the last page, everybody.
Okay, so
It's coming up.
Race Car by Izuna. All right, keep crunching. See you again tomorrow. Bye.
어둠 속에 city light은 나른하게 비출 때 완전해진 나를 느껴 마침내 내 영혼을 치료해줘 like hide away hide away 창밖 푸르른 밤 공기는 breezy I am turning around 180 하늘 끝에 닿을 때까지 hold on to me 황홀한 질주 난 멈추지 We blowing up the room and spinning through your mind like a race car, baby. I'm spinning through your mind like a race car, baby. 속도를 더 올려, live it and drive and run. No way out you can hide. 내 거라 했잖아, 보여줄게 바로 지금. Hot riding and a good riding, ain't nobody gonna turn us down. 내가 늘 따윈 없는 듯이 I'm turning around 180 like a hurricane, got you shaking 온몸이 영원한 질주 난 멈추지 않아 We blowing up the room and spinning through your mind like a race car, baby.
갈까요?
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 어디 가요?
한글! 한글! 만나러! Gonna stop the 우와. 와, 엄청 크다. 엄청 크네. 태권도 원! 하! 하!
아직까지는 쉽네. 잠깐만. 너 안 쉬워. 힘드는데?
The Israeli government has approved a U.S. brokered ceasefire resolution, which includes the release of all hostages held in Gaza. Israelis and Palestinians celebrated the potential end to the war, with U.S. President Donald Trump saying Israeli hostages will likely be released early next week. North Korea is set to hold a major military parade, most likely tonight, to mark the 80th anniversary of the founding of its ruling Workers' Party. Eyes are now on what kind of weapon systems will be on display at the event, which is expected to be attended by the second highest ranking officials from China and Russia. South Korean stocks opened higher this morning, and the benchmark KOSPI briefly climbed above 3,600 points for the first time during trading. But the Korean currency is weakening against the US dollar, with the $1 rate soaring to over 1,423 Korean won per dollar. Hello and thanks for joining us on Arirang News. We begin today in the Middle East, where the first phase of a U.S. brokered ceasefire between Israel and Hamas has now been officially approved by the Israel's government, marking a breakthrough after 2 years of war in Gaza. The deal promises the release of all remaining hostages and an end to fighting, but questions remain about what comes next. Our Muniran starts us off.
Israel's government has approved a ceasefire resolution that includes the release of all hostages held in Gaza, both the living and the remains of the dead. The vote came late Thursday night local time, clearing the way for the first phase of U.S. President Donald Trump's peace plan to take effect. Trump's Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff and his son-in-law Jared Kushner attended the meeting, where Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu personally thanked them for their work.
We know that it's for the benefit of Israel and the United States, for the benefit of decent people everywhere, and for the benefit of these families who will finally get to be with their loved ones.
Trump said the release of hostages could happen soon and hinted at a visit to the region as early as Sunday.
I think it's the hostages will be coming back Monday or Tuesday. I'll probably be there. I hope to be there.
Under the deal, Hamas will free all remaining Israeli hostages in exchange for hundreds of Palestinian prisoners. Israeli troops will begin withdrawing from parts of Gaza, and fleets of trucks carrying food and medical aid will surge into the territory, with the United Nations declaring full support. But implementation of the plan raises difficult questions about what comes next, including whether Hamas will disarm, how a full Israeli withdrawal will unfold, and who will govern Gaza once the fighting stops. To help oversee those next steps, AP News reported that U.S. officials said a new coordination center is being established, staffed by about 200 American service members with expertise in logistics, transportation, security, and engineering. A senior defense official reportedly said no American troops will enter Gaza, but they'll help monitor the ceasefire's implementation and the transition into a civilian administration in the territory. Celebrations and praise poured in from around the world, including South Korea. In a statement issued by its foreign ministry spokesperson, Seoul said it highly values President Trump's leading proposal for this agreement, as well as the mediation efforts of neighboring countries in the region. It also pledged to actively participate in international efforts to promote peace in the Middle East. 문혜련, Arirang News.
Meanwhile, over in North Korea, the regime is planning to hold a massive military parade, possibly tonight, celebrating the 80th anniversary of the founding of its ruling Workers' Party. And marking the occasion, top officials from China, Russia, and Vietnam arrived in the North Korean capital to take part in the event. Our Lee Seung-jae has more.
North Korea is expected to hold a massive military parade in Pyongyang's Kim Il-sung Square to mark the 80th anniversary of the founding of its ruling Workers' Party. There had been speculation that the parade would take place last night on the eve of the anniversary, but so far there has been no official confirmation that the event was held. Attention is focused on what new weapons North Korea may unveil during the parade. The regime previously announced it was developing a new solid-fuel intercontinental ballistic missile known as the Hwasong-20, sparking speculation that it could make its debut in this anniversary event. If revealed, the Hwasong-20 would represent a major advancement in North Korea's missile technology, as solid-fuel ICBMs can be launched more quickly and are harder to detect than traditional liquid fuel systems. The parade is expected to feature high-ranking foreign guests, including top officials from China, Russia, and Vietnam, highlighting North Korea's deepening ties with its key partners. China's Premier Li Chang, the country's #2 after President Xi Jinping, arrived in Pyongyang on Thursday, marking the first visit by a Chinese premier to North Korea in 16 years. Russia has also sent a high-level delegation led by Dmitry Medvedev, deputy chairman of the Russian Security Council, who is often described as the country's second-in-command. In addition, Vietnam's Communist Party chief To Lam arrived in Pyongyang for a state visit, the first by Vietnam's top leaders since 2007. According to the Vietnam news agency, Lam and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un held talks and agreed to strengthen cooperation, elevate bilateral relations, and expand high-level exchanges across party, government, and regional levels. Pundits say the presence of top figures from China, Russia, and Vietnam signals North Korea's intent to showcase solidarity with its traditional allies at a time of growing geopolitical tensions. The parade would not only mark a milestone in the Workers' Party's history, but also serve as a powerful display of North Korea's military capabilities and its strengthening diplomatic ties with Beijing, Moscow, and Hanoi. Lee Seung-jae, Arirang News.
Russia's ruling United Russia Party on Thursday expressed its firm support for North Korea strengthening its defense capabilities, hinting at Moscow's acknowledgement of the regime's nuclear weapons development. Now, this is from a statement jointly issued by the Russian Party and the North Workers' Party of Korea, according to Pyongyang's state-run Korean Central News Agency. The statement blamed what they call the aggressive policies of the West, which continues illegally interfering in the internal affairs of sovereign states for current global tensions. In addition to that, the North Korean Party expressed full support for Russia's special military operations, while Russia's ruling party thanked the North for its decision to dispatch troops. South Korean stocks opened higher today, and benchmark KOSPI surged past the 3,600 mark for the first time briefly during trading today. The first session after the long Chuseok holiday, which kept markets closed for more than a week. The country's stock markets reopened at just over 3,598, up 1.38% from last Thursday's close. In the foreign exchange market, the $1 rate soared to over 1,423 Korean won per US dollar, up over 23 won since Thursday last week. Now, this marks the highest level in 5 months, mainly due to sluggish tariff deal talks between Seoul and Washington, the U.S. government shutdown, and the recent rising dollar index. South Korea's foreign exchange reserves increased by more than 5.7 billion US dollars at the end of September, supported by higher investment returns and rising foreign currency deposits at financial institutions. According to the Bank of Korea on Friday, the country's reserves stood at $422.02 billion at the end of September, up $5.73 billion from a month earlier. The figure has now risen for 4 straight months after dropping to a near 5-year low in May. A central bank official said the growth was mainly due to stronger investment income and quarter-end inflows into foreign currency deposits. By asset type, securities such as government and corporate bonds increased by $12.25 billion, while holdings in IMF special drawing rights and gold reserves remained unchanged. And South Korea celebrated Hangeul Day on October 9th, a national holiday dedicated to the creation of the Korean alphabet. To commemorate the occasion, people from many different countries gathered to try Korean calligraphy together. Our Park Hyubin was there.
Slow, deliberate brushstrokes flow across sheets of paper, making the shapes of the Korean alphabet Hangeul. To mark Hangeul Day, participants from around the world attended an event at the Yeonnam Global Village Center, which supports foreign residents in adjusting to life in Seoul, to experience Korean calligraphy together. They said it was the perfect opportunity to experience writing Hangeul and share the spirit of Hangeul Day.
I am studying Korean now, and since it is Hangeul Day, I joined this event to practice a bit. It was really fun.
Normally, I don't pay much attention to my handwriting and just write quickly, but this time I focused more, and it felt like I was drawing rather than just writing Hangul.
Every October 9th, Korea commemorates the invention of Hangeul by King Sejong back in the 15th century. In the Hunminjeongeum manuscript, King Sejong wrote that he created the new writing system because it was painful to see the people using borrowed Chinese characters that do not match the Korean language or convey people's intentions properly. Hangeul is now regarded as one of the most scientific and easy-to-learn writing systems in the world. Hangeul's story and legacy continues to be written, not only by Koreans, but now by people from around the world.
Many people enjoy K-pop these days, but traditional culture like this also holds deep meaning. By writing Hangeul, foreigners feel a deeper connection to Korea and greater affection for its culture.
Through calligraphy, visitors are not just writing letters, but also sharing the meaning of Hangeul Day. Park Hyubin, Arirang News.
In other news, Haenyeo, a UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity, are being reborn in a virtual reality game. But what's interesting about this is that the game is being produced by a foreign game developer through her learning about the female divers' lives on Jeju Island. Our Cha Yeon-kyung has a story.
A diving test is underway at the Haenyeo School, an institute that aims to pass on the female divers' culture to a younger generation. Karen Strizinger, who is working on creating a virtual reality game with a Haenyeo as the main character, is also putting in a lot of effort. She became interested in Jeju Island and the Haenyeo culture after adopting an abandoned dog from Jeju Island. Strizinger is learning how Haenyeo dive to harvest shellfish to specifically incorporate their culture into a game she is producing. The reason why she's creating the game is to promote and preserve Haenyeo culture.
I thought the Haenyeo were amazing role models and environmental stewards, and I wanted to help share that with the world.
The game is basically about the process by which the main character becomes a Haenyeo on Jeju Island after quitting her job. game users can virtually experience Haenyeo diving in the game. Strisinger hopes that through the game, people will develop an interest in the restoration of ecosystems that are being endangered by climate change.
I think we can use storytelling through games to help teach people about how you might restore ecosystems.
This game received widespread attention at Unity for Humanity 2024, which awards funding, technical support, marketing, and other resources for creators seeking to make the world a more inclusive and sustainable place for all. Jeju Island is expecting that the game for the young generation could spread Haenyeo culture to the world. The game is set to be released early next year, and a portion of the proceeds will be donated to preserve Haenyeo culture. 차윤경, 아리랑 뉴스.
This is The World Now, bringing you the latest stories from around the globe. Hungarian writer László Krasznahorkai has been awarded the 2025 Nobel Prize in Literature for his powerful explorations of modern chaos and the human spirit. The Swedish Academy praised him as a master of the long form, capturing the struggle between hope and despair. Born in Hungary in 1954, Krasznahorkai first gained international acclaim with Satantango and The Melancholy of Resistance, which were both adapted into films. Critics call his work haunting and lyrical, blending realism and philosophy to question how people endure uncertainty. In a statement, he said the prize, quote, belongs to everyone who still believes in language. The Nobel Committee will announce the Peace Prize later this week. And in the United States, the government shutdown enters its 9th day, with President Donald Trump declaring he will restore operations only after removing programs, quote, favored by Democrats. Around 750,000 federal workers remain furloughed or unpaid. Essential services from transport to food assistance are still under strain. Trump says he'll cut funding for green energy and urban aid while keeping military spending intact. Democrats accuse him of, quote, weaponizing the budget for political gain. Meanwhile, markets have reacted mildly, but analysts warn prolonged closure could slow fourth quarter growth. Talks will resume on Friday as both parties face pressure from public workers and investors. In India, police have arrested the owner of a pharmaceutical company after a cough syrup was linked to the deaths of at least 21 children. The victims, all under 5-year-olds, died in Madhya Pradesh over the past month after being prescribed the cough syrup known as Coldriff. Investigators found it was contaminated with diethylene glycol, a chemical used in antifreeze that can be fatal even in small amounts. Police have arrested the owner of Coldriff manufacturer Srezan Pharma, charging him with culpable homicide and drug adulteration. India's health ministry has banned the syrup in several states and ordered wider testing of children's medicines. The World Health Organization has asked whether contaminated batches were exported abroad, as children in Gambia and Uzbekistan have died from Indian-made cough syrup in the past. In New York, more than 250,000 fans are flooding into Comic-Con 2025. And this year, K-content is taking center stage. Attendees packed the Javits Center dressed as their favorite characters. Organizers expect about 250,000 visitors over the 4 days, celebrating everything from comics and anime to gaming and wrestling. And Korea's presence is unmistakable as a new K-content pavilion showcases hit webtoons like Solo Leveling and True Beauty alongside the voice cast of K-pop Demon Hunters. Chu Ji-hyun, Arirang News.
The long Chuseok break is officially over, but the rain that put a dampener on our vacation is not done with us yet. Those of us in the central regions are seeing constant rain all day today. The showers will spread to the Chungcheongdo provinces this afternoon. And until Sunday, northern Gyeonggi-do and Gangwon-do province could see 20 to 60 millimeters. The capital area and the rest of the country might get up to 40 millimeters. Meanwhile, if you're in the southern part of Korea, you will enjoy sunny skies on the warm Friday. Afternoon highs in Jeju will be 10 degrees higher, topping out at 28 degrees this afternoon. So those traveling north to south or the other way around need to take the weather into account and do dress accordingly. For a closer look, Seoul and Chuncheon will be only getting up to 18 degrees Celsius under soggy skies, but Gwangju will get up to 27 degrees under bright skies. Looking ahead, do expect more rain under gloomy skies through early next week. However, top temperatures will rise higher than today's afternoon highs.
Now that's all we have for today's noon edition of Arirang News. Thank you for watching. We'll be back at 5 p.m. Korea time. Stay tuned.
That all the meals here serve as a foundation of its practices. The process of making a meal requires deep interconnectedness. And being thankful for the effort is the first step forward. Tastes rendered by time, scented by nature, temple food is made with the wisdom of its practitioners, and it's a peaceful meal to fill your heart. Gratitude is the core of the practice. The refrain from the 5 pungent ingredients supports mental clarity and mindfulness. Refraining from taking the life of any living being, practicing to cherish all life. Satisfying your hunger and emptying your mind. Food can nourish the body and cultivate